Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If you are a first timer to the channel, then welcome to you guys. This channel and what is taught here is going to change the way that you guys trade in the stock market. It's going to make you more profitable and more consistent. This video is our watch list for Thursday, November 10th. I send these videos out every single day for you guys for free. So make sure you're subscribed down below and click on the bell. That's the important part. The bell will give you the notifications for when I do send out these videos every single day, so you can watch them, you can learn, you can see the setups for the following day. I have 300 plus videos on this channel that teach you guys how to trade more profitable, how to trade more consistent. Now, this is not a get rich quick scheme, or it's not a magic wand. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort. There is no magic potion that's going to make you rich in the stock market. Okay, you might have a one-off hit here or there, but the way to trade to be profitable and consistently is with this strategy and taking your gains and making sure your stops are tight. Okay, and it's risk management, it's psychology. The good traders, the really profitable traders, are fantastic at risk management and protecting their capital in a trade. Okay, because those small little losses that you take, 5, 10, 15%, your wins are going to far outweigh those little losses. There's a guy in a room, and I talk about him on the videos all the time. The guy consistently is getting 100% gains, but here's the thing. He could lose 5 trades at 20%, and his 176% winner gives him a 76% profit on those 6 trades. Okay, so it's consistent. It's consistency, guys, and it's letting your winners run and cutting your losers. And too many people do the opposite, where they cut their winners and they let their losers run to the bottom side, to the downside. So reverse that, reverse your mentality, and you will become a successful trader. That's what we're going to try show you guys on this channel. But this here is our watch list, like I said, for Thursday's setups. We're going to get through these in a second. I want to go through a few things with you guys. Number one, this platform that you see here, the screen in front of you, that's TradingView. That's what I use to chart all of my setups. Okay, so if you're looking for something like this, I have a link in the description below. It'll give you a free 30-day trial to the subscription-based services on TradingView. There are free options, but you are getting a free 30-day trial to TradingView for their subscription-based services. So make sure you're going down below, clicking on that link, and getting your free 30 days. And then listen, if you decide in the end to actually use one of those sub services from TradingView, you'll get up to $30 off, but you need to start by clicking that link down below. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. I also have a Discord that you guys can get on. That link is in the description below. And everything that I offer to you guys, free or fee-based, is located in that Discord or on my Twitter. You can find it there as well. But I have Griswold Gold members. Now listen, guys. Most of the stuff that I put out is for free. But if you need that extra little push, that extra little help, that Discord is great. So I've got a 1-hour strat course in there. You get one-on-one time with myself while you're part of that membership group. You get the Griswold Strat TradingView indicator. You get live trade bots that send out live trades to you on SPY, and then a bunch of other tickers like QQQ, DIA, CCL, Disney, okay, Tesla, NEO, a bunch of those. So make sure you go check out that Discord as well. And then the ads that pop up, guys, I'm going to thank you, and I'm going to show my appreciation in advance for letting those ads roll through. So number one, those advertisers and those advertisements pay for this stuff to be free. Number two, it keeps the money in your pocket that you don't have to pay for these things. So I thank you in advance for letting those advertisements roll through and letting the advertisers pay to put these videos out. Let's get through the watch list. First on, I've got American Airlines. So American Airlines, there's no reversal here. I'm looking for a 2-2 continuation, but we have a few things, and not everybody looks at continuations. I've been putting on them here recently. There is a few things that I want you guys to look at. So number one, we have a 2 down red, which is a directional candle. It's saying it's going to the downside. Number 2, it's a shooter candle, meaning we have this big body here with a big long wick to the top, or an inverse hammer. That's the second thing. The third thing, we've got full time frame continuity outside of the quarterly bar here. So when we have that, I want to look for continuations to the downside. So we can look for puts at 13.97. The dollar values are on the side here. First target at 13.86. Okay, so when we're looking for puts, I'm looking here if we're taking a 13.97 strike or trigger price, then I'm looking at like a $14 or $13.50 strike price on this American Airlines play, okay? Move on to Airbnb. So Airbnb has an inside bar. So if you guys are struggling with your trading with these setups, or you are new to this, then I would tell you to concentrate on the inside bars. And even myself, I still really love the inside bars. It's probably what I trade, one of the most things I trade, or one of the things I trade the most. Let's talk about inside bars for the people that are new. So inside bars, you can see it's painted yellow here. That's part of the Griswold Strat indicator. Now you can get that separately for 25 bucks, or it comes as part of the membership, which is 50 bucks. The inside bar, painted yellow, it's an inside bar or a 1 bar when we're talking about the Strat. You see those candlestick numbers. That's part of the indicator that I've created. All in one. All the Strat indicators wrapped up into one for you guys. So it does not break the high and it does not break the low. It's a consolidating candle, and it's true on any time frame. So it stays within the range of the previous candle. And when you see these yellow bars, I want you guys to think of a tightening range, and think of it as like a spring being loaded and compacted, like a jack-in-the-box where you do. And when that thing releases, we expect an explosion, a jump to one direction or the other. And all we have to do is go back and look at past inside bars to see how they react. And they don't always work. But here was a gap down, but it was a huge play. And again, is off earnings. But if we look at this inside bar, look, trigger and hit targets here. So we triggered here, hit targets here. That was a fantastic move. Okay, they don't always work, but we trade off of probability. And every trade we take and every strategy we look at is based off of probability. So when we look at the probability of a play working off an inside bar, it's a high probability. So we have a couple things again in our favor. Number 1, we've got an inside bar, an actionable signal when we're discussing the Strat. Okay, so we have an inside bar. Number 2, we've got full time frame continuity to the downside. So the high probability trade is to the downside. Can this still trend up? And then we have the hourly and the daily in our favor? Yes. So we can look for calls at 99.09. I would want this thing to be in a put scenario, and I would want to see a trigger at 95.15 and a first target at 94.27. And then we can look for additional targets. Let me change that to green. We can look for additional targets at the bottom of the preceding wick. So here, and then at this wick, and then at this wick, and so on and so forth. But that's what we have with Airbnb off of those inside bars. So we move on to BA, Boeing. So Boeing, this is what you would call a potential pivot machine gun, where we have these higher lows all the way up, and then we have a 2 up that finished red. So when we have these 2 up reds, again, the probability of it coming down is very, very high. And that's what we're going to look for off of this trade on Thursday. We're going to look for puts at 166.86 and then just mark the targets down as we go at 164.91. The other thing I want to mention to you guys, if you're having trouble trading these day setups as we're giving them out on these videos, hop down to a smaller time frame, and you can still play the same setups on a smaller time frame. And instead of setting your triggers and your targets on the daily, you can do it on the 15, you can do it on the 30, you can do it on the 5. So intraday, during the trading day, you can set these up on smaller time frames for yourselves, and hopefully have some better results if the daily is not working for you guys. So we're going to hop over to CL. So CL has an inside bar as well. That's Colgate-Palmolive. And we've got, again, time frame continuity to the downside outside of the quarterly. So the high probability trade is to the downside, and we can look for puts at 73.42 with first targets at 73.35. As we move into GE, that's General Electric. So General Electric has, again, we have a few things here now. 2 up that finish red. It's a probability for us to head down. Number 2, we've got this inverse hammer or shooter candle with the body at the bottom and the big long wick at the top. That's another actionable signal. So we can look for puts at 82.90 and then hit first targets at 82.65. Keurig Dr. Pepper has a 2 up red. Same thing. This is a better looking hammer candle. And we can look for puts again at 37.54 and first targets at 37.39 on KDP. MGM, not something I put on here very often because I don't really like the spreads on it. But look here. So we have our time frame continuity, part of the Griswold Strat indicator, and we've got time frame continuity to the downside. The second thing we have is we're looking for a 2-2 continuation on this. We have this shooter candle. It's a bearish setup. It's an actionable signal to the downside. So we can look for puts at 33.52, and then we've got good magnitude down to the first target at 32.92 on MGM. Procter & Gamble, 2 up finish red, shooter candle. So again, we look for puts at 136.34 on PG. Palantir. Okay, this is not something we see very often, a double inside bar on Palantir. So we play it the same way as any inside bar, but we have 2 straight days of consolidation now, 2 straight days of a tightening range, and we've got our time frame continuity pointing all to the downside. So puts are the higher probability trade at 6.95, first targets marked out, but calls are still probable at 7.19. And this blue highlight that you see here, this yellow highlight identifying the 3-1 setups, the blue highlight identifying the double inside bar setups, that is all part of the Griswold Strat indicator as well, so they're easy to find. So if we go back in time on Palantir and find the last time we had a double inside bar, there it is, back in October of 21. So over a year ago was the last time we had this double inside bar setup. It's rare, and for the most part, probabilities tell us that it's a powerful setup, and it tends to do really well. So if we go back and look to see how the last double inside bar did, we've got inside bar, and it looks like we gapped here, but we still had a really, really nice run up, and we took out, 3 targets on the way up, and it ran for 2 straight days. So a nice setup on Palantir again with the double inside bar. We'll move on to PayPal. So PayPal has an inside bar as well. So we can look for calls at 80.25, puts at 78.09. Starbucks also has an inside bar. So calls on Starbucks at 92.60, puts at 91.34. SE, that's C Limited. Okay, so here's another one where I'm going to look for another 2-2 continuation. So this pink line and this pink line represented an inside bar on the weekly previously. Now we've busted through. We have a 2 down on the week, and I'm going to look for a continuation off of that break of that weekly inside bar. So again, we're going to look for calls at 40.67. You guys are going to have to go back in time to find the next low on Starbucks, see where that was. We're all the way back in 2020, somewhere in this range here. If I just put a marker there to see what we are at. And then we skip back to the start. That looks like it's your first target at 40.41. And that takes out a low, a previous low. So that might act as some resistance there. So just watch, but I'm going to look for a continuation on SE here to the downside. XEL, we're showing an inside bar as well. So calls at 66.35, puts at 65.37 on XEL. Then we go into eBay. eBay with the inside bar. eBay's got we can take calls at 41.46, and that would push time frame continuity all to the upside outside of the year. We're also 2 up on the month, indicated by that blue line, and then we can also take puts. They're probable at 40.49 on eBay. QCOM has a couple things here. Inside bar, actionable signal. shooter candle or inverse hammer, body at the bottom, wick at the top, actionable signal. Okay, so we can look for calls at 113.51 or puts. Everything is red outside of the week, so we can look for puts with a high probability at 110.27. Guys, if this stuff is helping you out, please give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments below if you're making gains on some of the plays I'm giving you. If you're enjoying the Discord, if you have questions, leave them down below. At the end of this video, in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to show you how to play the gaps. So if these plays open up, let me show you. If this play opens up above that trigger, like this, okay, then you're going to have to set yourself up with a gap play. In the top right-hand corner at the end of this video, there's videos on how to play the morning gaps. In the bottom right-hand corner, that is going to show you different aspects of the strat. They're learning tools. It's a playlist of learning tools to really help you push you guys in the right direction. Okay? So make sure you're checking out those videos. Get your free 30 days on TradingView and get in on the Discord. Let's learn and earn together. I wish you guys nothing but the best on Thursday on your trading day. I wish you green, and we will see you guys all on the next one. Bye-bye.